Welcome back. List pendings, the hidden weapon of wholesale real estate. Okay, so while others are competing for overpriced leads, that one is a whole scam on its own. Professionals are quietly locking up off-market deals, off-market gems using list pendings. Here's how they do it. If you've been wholesaling for a while, you already know the struggle. Okay, if you don't know yet, just wait for it. The competition for leads can be brutal. Okay, when I started, it wasn't like that, but hey, there's a way to still set yourself apart. You've got 5 other investors texting the same seller, 3 more dropping postcards, and 2 others calling that same homeowner before lunch. It's like a race where everyone's chasing the same tired list. But there's a quieter way, there's a quieter side to this business. And this side is where the smart investors operate. Okay, you're an investor, yes, you are. And it's not about hustling harder, okay? These guys, they're working smarter. They're not spending all their time fighting for overpriced, overworked leads. Instead, they're locking up off-market gems that most wholesalers don't even know exist. So, and one of their most powerful tools to do it is list pendings, okay? So we're talking about list pendings again. Yes, we have to talk about it. Now, if you caught our last segment, right, we already know that list pendings means a pending lawsuit, a suit pending, right? It's a public record showing that the property is tied to a pending legal action, usually foreclosure, divorce, or probate. You know, unfortunate situations. It's one of the most powerful yet underused sources of motivated sellers in the entire real estate industry. So, but today we're not just defining it, we're walking through how to use it. Okay, so now let's go step by step through the 3 processes that run every wholesale business: marketing, acquisition, and disposition, and see exactly how list pendings data plugs in into that, and plugs in to create profit, high profit deals with less competition. Now let's start with marketing, right? Marketing is how you fill your pipeline. Okay, as a matter of fact, dare I say, you're not in real estate business, you're a marketing business. Okay, remember, wholesale real estate is the heart and science of finding deeply discounted properties, locking up the rights to those discounts with a purchase contract, and assigning those rights to an end buyer, usually an investor, for a profit. The average assignment fee, $15,000 to $25,000. The highest I've personally earned was $82,000. Okay, so but to get those kinds of results, you need high quality, motivated leads, not just a big list of random homeowners. It's a lot of people sharing lists all over the place. You need to actually create a quality list, okay? And that's where list pendings data changes the game. You can pull this data directly from your county records, and you can grab everything you need in minutes at myempirepro.com/big data, which is your access to ProStream. Now, again, whatever you find there is what we use. This is where all the leads are already layered and ready to go. You find pre-foreclosures, probate, absentee owners, and yes, list pendings, and hidden weapon that the winners in this game, they're using: list pendings. Have I said that again? Okay, so now here's how to put that data to work. Let's say you pull a fresh list of list pendings list, right, in your target county. Each name on that list represents a homeowner facing a legal challenge with their property. Okay, it's a stressful situation, often a foreclosure notice, right? And they're not just maybe thinking about selling, they're under pressure. They don't have time. And before you ever pick up the phone or contact them with a postcard, here's rule number 1: lead with empathy. Okay, these homeowners are going through tough times. They might be behind on payments, maybe by 3 months, sometimes by 12 months. Sometimes they catch up, and then they catch up again, and then they go back, they fall behind again. And dealing with the courts and facing the loss of their home, the last thing they need is a pushy sales pitch. Okay, so you don't want to do that hard sales pitch stuff, which is, I prefer personally inbound marketing. And here's a simple proven script that works regardless of your method or your channel of marketing. Hey Mary, my name is Ola. I'm reaching out because I saw that you own 123 Main Street, and I wanted to ask, have you considered selling it or getting out of the mortgage before things get too stressful? Now, I wouldn't say mortgage, okay? Okay, so the mortgage thing, I'll be very careful with that, okay? And you just want to offer to help, okay? They'll tell you if they want to tell you. They're comfortable telling you, they'll tell you. You might say things like, would you be open to a quick conversation about getting rid of the property? Would you like to sell? Are you open to selling? I like to stay focused on the selling. So you notice the tone, calm, conversational, respectful, and you're not saying, I heard you're getting foreclosed on. Yeah, don't say that. You're offering help and not pressure, and it needs to show in your energy. And if they say yes and show even a little curiosity, you move naturally into the discovery mode, right? You start asking a little bit more questions about the property. What's been happening with the property lately? Can you tell me more about the property? Things like that, right? Are you still living there? Or is it vacant, And if I could get you a fair offer, how soon would you want to move forward? Timeline, motivation, timeline, and the condition. And these three questions tell you everything you need: motivation, condition, and timeline. Make it conversational, okay? No pressure. Very simple. And that's your marketing stage, moving smoothly into acquisition, the second process in your system. Okay, now you need to lock it up under contract. Acquisition is all about converting the interest that they're showing into contract. It's where you analyze the deal, right? Hopefully you now know how to analyze deals in minutes, and that's where you make an offer. Now, this part can move fast because list pending sellers are typically in a time-sensitive situation. The bank might be breathing down their neck, okay? They might have a court date coming up. They don't have the luxury of waiting months to sell. They don't have the luxury of listing the house on the market for 180 days. And that's why list pending deals convert higher. So while other wholesalers are following up for weeks, hoping someone calls them back because they're chasing after high equity or vacant tire landlords, and that's it. You're talking to sellers who need to move now, right now. And here's how that plays out. You pull up the property, run your quick analysis using the 70% rule, the ARV multiplied by 70%, 0.7, minus repair cost equals your maximum offer. And if the property is higher end, say in the $1 million range, right, that 70% can stretch to 80 or 85%. And if it's lower value, let's say the property is under $100,000, you might drop that percentage to 50 to 60%, so you have enough room for your buyer and your assignment fee, right? Once you've got your number, make your offer confidently. What's the worst that can happen? No, right? Remember, these sellers are motivated, okay? They're not price shopping. They're locking up price only to look for peace of mind. They're looking for peace of mind and a path forward. They want to move forward from this liability. And here's the truth. When you approach with empathy and speed, you become that path. Okay? So now, let's say you've got the contract signed. Congratulations. Okay? You're now in the third process. We call it disposition. This is where you move that contract to an end buyer. Usually an investor, you either fix or flip the property, okay? Or you could just have an investor fix and flip the property. You collect your assignment fee up front, or you can hold it for rent. Now, list pending properties are beautiful for disposition because they're often under market value and time sensitive. Investors love that combination. They can close fast, they know the seller's motivated, and they know there's room for profit. And that's why these deals often lead to higher assignment fees. Okay. And if you're using double closing, you never have to disclose to any side of it. You just make your money quietly and you keep it moving, you keep marketing, you keep rolling your profit back into the business. So let me give you a real example, if you will. My biggest wholesale deal, $82,000 net. Yes, it came from list pending. Okay. And I remember it clearly because I almost skipped the call. Okay. I almost skipped the call. It was a Monday morning. Okay. I don't think I ever met the seller actually. And I was catching up on some admin work, and I pulled up a list pendings list from the week before, and one address kept, coming up. It kept coming up. It was very weird address on Peabody Place in Newark. And I called the homeowner. They were 3 months behind at that time, but after a few follow-ups, it ended up being about 6 or 7 months. He was overwhelmed. He just wanted a way out. He didn't live in the property. He lived in Brooklyn. And we had a conversation that turned into an appointment. And 3 days later, I signed contract, and the property was in rough shape, needed some work. But by the time we were done with that process, it all made sense. The ARV was somewhere around $400,000. I locked it up anyway. Long story short, a local fix and flip investor bought the contract, and I had to feel my pulse. $82,000 net. Okay, and the seller was relieved. The buyer was thrilled, and I built a long-term relationship. Okay, with both sides. Now, all because I called one lead on the list pendings list that most wholesalers ignored. Okay, I actually called back. It was inbound marketing. I only do inbound marketing, so it was a letter. So that deal taught me something powerful. You don't need to chase 100 leads. You make sure you filter from a list pendings down to a solid list, and you just basically be consistent. You just need the right ones, not everything. And list pendings leads, they're some of the best. So they convert higher because of the time-sensitive situation, and they're not cold leads. They are inbound leads. They're warm, urgent, and ready. And here's the kicker. Okay, there's almost no competition. Okay, no competition. Most wholesalers won't touch list pendings because they are afraid of negative equity and things like that. We have solutions for that. Okay, because they think it's complicated. There are solutions for everything. Okay, again, you're a problem solver, and a lot of these people, they don't know how to come up with a solution. They want easy money. Okay, so you can quietly build a pipeline of motivated sellers by while everyone else is fighting over the scraps of tired lists. So here's how you turn this into a repeatable system. Very simple. 1, pull fresh list pendings list weekly. Okay. Of course, there's no time you're competing, so there's no time to be going to the county. Just go to myempirepro.com/big data, and you can take a trial for free. Okay, and download the list. 2, layer your filters. Look for properties that has list pendings, but it's also equity, longer ownership, ideally vacancy. And number 3, you want to reach out with empathy, or have them reach out and then speak to them with empathy. Offer solutions, not pressure. And then 4, you want to run quick analysis using the 70% rule. And then 5, lock it up, assign it, and repeat. And all you need is $10,000 so you can pay for the next year of marketing. That's it. And you do that consistently, and you build a business that's not just profitable, it's predictable. Because while other investors are out there burning money, resources, time, energy on overworked lead lists, some of them are wasting money on paid ads, you'll be closing quiet, high margin deals that almost no one else sees. And that's how the pros do it. So the next time you're looking for a fresh way to fill your pipeline, okay, skip the crowded lanes and go where the real opportunities live. Motivation, high motivation. List pendings is not just a list, it's a strategy. It's a way to tap into motivated sellers. Motivated sellers who actually genuinely need your help, okay? And they need your help, but you're going to be doing it with integrity, efficiency, and then you get to profit. And you got the secret weapon right now, okay? You can profit without hiding risk. All right? So let's talk about how to work smarter and not harder. All right? And I'll be right back. Stay tuned.
This is Ola at My Empire Pro, your favorite real estate coach. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your empire starts today. I've written 3 game-changing books. Download them free at myempirepro.com/books. I'm also looking for partners, money, time, or anywhere in between. If that's you, visit myempirepro.com/partners. And if you want to try the all-in-one PropStream software for free, go to myempirepro.com/PropStream. Stay tuned. Let's build your $10,000 per month real estate empire.